Warrensville Heights is a suburb of Cleveland, Ohio, with a population of 13,789 as of the 2020 census. Many consider it a desirable suburb with good public services and education. Numerous parks, recreational facilities, and historic landmarks are also within the city limits. While Warrensville Heights is home to major employers such as Progressive Insurance and General Electric Company, small businesses are the true heartbeat of the community, such as the A La Mode Styles hair salon, run by the highly experienced and prominent community member Amanda Williams. Amanda Williams was born in Cleveland, Ohio on April 18, 1977. She was a woman of faith from a large, close-knit family. Amanda was a vibrant Delta Sigma Theta sorority member and a devoted mother to her 2 children, who were the center of her universe. She was also a grandmother and a well-regarded hairstylist within the community. Her social media presence was notable for its positive messages, designed to lift others up. She consistently highlighted the importance of personal and professional growth in her posts, urging her followers to focus on self-improvement despite distractions. 2023 marked a pivotal year for Amanda, who, leveraging her 25-plus years in the haircare industry, realized her dream of owning a salon by launching A La Mode Styles in University Heights, a fashionable area close to downtown Cleveland. Despite the salon industry's high failure rate, with 80% of new salons shutting down within 18 months, Amanda's business not only survived, but thrived. She expanded her customer base and launched her own haircare product line, strengthening her brand. Celebrating the salon's second anniversary highlighted a significant achievement in her successful business endeavor. On the surface, Amanda's personal life appeared to be on an upswing. She lived in Warrensville Heights with her partner of 6 years, 41-year-old Terrell Edwards. He was a hospital worker with a side hustle as a driver for Walmart. Their relationship appeared to be moving forward based on the fact that they had become engaged. Through social media, Amanda shared their highlights and happy times with her circle, including a romantic dinner on February 15th for Valentine's Day and a memorable birthday trip to Las Vegas, where they enjoyed premium seats at an Usher concert. Yet, it was not all rainbows and butterflies for the couple, as they had their share of issues. By October 2023, Amanda had become deeply concerned about serious red flags in her relationship and was ready to make tough choices. Despite being engaged for a year, her relationship with Terrell was troubled, and they were attending couples counseling. Although he had no prior felony criminal record, family and friends claimed that Terrell had a history of physically and emotionally abusing and manipulating Amanda. They say he had been arrested for assaulting her in 2019, and in 2020, a restraining order was filed against him by a separate woman who had accused him of stalking and threats. According to her family and friends, Amanda was actively planning to leave Terrell. Of course, research shows that often the most dangerous time for a victim of intimate partner violence is when they leave or attempt to leave the abusive relationship. On a brisk autumn morning on October 9, 2023, with temperatures at a cool 43 degrees, tension escalated in a home on the 19,700 block of Sunset Drive. Upon returning from a cosmetology convention in Columbus, Amanda didn't immediately reply to a text message from Terrell, sparking his anger and leading to a day-long argument. In response, Amanda disconnected Terrell's phone service, prompting him to acquire a new phone number. The couple continued their dispute in the basement, away from Amanda's daughter and granddaughter, who were upstairs. Amanda repeatedly demanded that Terrell leave the house, and he finally started to pack his belongings. However, the situation intensified until the conflict erupted late in the evening, and Terrell dialed 911. Moments later, the Warrensville Heights police arrived at the doorstep. Upon entry, officers found Amanda riddled with gunshot wounds. Rescue personnel responded and transported her to South Point Hospital, where she later succumbed to her injuries. Terrell was detained by the police and questioned about what had taken place. He initially told officers that the couple had been arguing when Amanda suddenly pulled a knife on him, holding him hostage in their bedroom. He claimed that when she lunged at him with the knife, he had no choice but to shoot her 6 times in self-defense. In body cam audio, he is heard explaining his version of events to the police.
She contacted upstairs with the knife. So I recorded again. She grabbed the phone out of my hand while I'm trying to record and took the knife and poked the sling and pushed the sling on the phone. And then she slid the phone. And then she comes out with me, so I'm running around the room. I jump up on the bed, and when I jump up on the bed, she's trying to come down on me with the knife. So I grabbed her gun from under the mattress, and she jumped, she was trying to come out. I shot her. Man. I couldn't get her, baby. I'm 59 pounds. Stop.
Terrell was eventually released because there was insufficient evidence to press charges at the time. Despite this setback, the Warrensville Heights Police Department and the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office announced that the investigation into Amanda's shooting was far from over. They actively sought assistance from the public, urging anyone with information to come forward. However, this response did not sit well with Amanda's family and the broader community, who were eager for justice.
I'm Amanda's brother. I'm Joey. And thank you, brother. And I need justice. So, I mean, however you got to come, I need it. You see all these people behind me? I mean, she's loved by a lot. She got an army behind her. And we begging for it the right way. We want justice.
Family and community members launched a social media campaign to pressure authorities to investigate Terrell's claim of self-defense more thoroughly. It worked. 23 days after Amanda's shooting death, the Warrensville Heights Police Department issued a press release in which they stated, "After an investigation into the facts, information was presented to a grand jury sitting in Cuyahoga County. That grand jury voted in favor of issuing an indictment in the case of the death of Amanda Williams. Subsequently, the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office issued an arrest warrant for suspect Terrell Edwards for the homicide death of Amanda Williams." According to the prosecutor's office, the investigation's findings led them to believe Terrell's claim of self-defense was part of a predetermined plot to kill her. Terrell was indicted on 1 count of aggravated murder, 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of felonious assault, and 1 count of domestic violence. A warrant was issued for his arrest, but multiple attempts to locate and apprehend Terrell were unsuccessful. Authorities urged him to turn himself in to law enforcement, which he did on Friday, November 3rd. He was held on a bond of $1 million. The trial began nearly 4 months later on February 27, 2024. Prosecutors were confident that their investigation had conclusively uncovered the true events of that fateful evening. Nevertheless, it would be up to a jury to determine whether Terrell Edwards shot Amanda Williams in self-defense or in cold blood.
The defendant gets a gun and shoots her 6 times. A revolver, emptying the revolver into Amanda Williams, killing her in her own bedroom. She had told him to leave. "I want you to leave. Go." He said no. And she has a knife with her, and they're arguing. And the defendant gets a gun and shoots her 6 times.
There's nothing mistakable about this. This man, at the moment he shot, did not want to be stabbed with that knife. And it was imminent, and that's the choice he made. And we believe when the court instructs you on self-defense, that is self-defense, and that's the only choice he had.
Testimony began with County Deputy Medical Examiner Dr. Elizabeth Mooney taking the stand as the first witness. She explained to the courtroom that the cause of Amanda's death was gunshot wounds and the manner of death was homicide. Despite 6 shots being fired, Dr. Mooney identified 8 gunshot wounds on Amanda's body. When the prosecution inquired whether the 6 shots Terrell fired could account for all the gunshot wounds, she affirmed that it was possible for a single bullet to cause multiple wounds. Before the start of the trial, jurors learned that Terrell made a series of cell phone video recordings that captured the argument and audio of the shooting.
You gonna stab me?
I'm going to defend myself.
I won't defend yourself from what?
I'm going to defend myself.
You acting violent? There you go. See? No, you chill out. Chill out. Chill out. Chill out.
You know what?
Chill out. Why'd you try to help me?
The video shows both parties in the couple's bedroom as Amanda clutched a knife and told him to get out of her house. A struggle ensues as Amanda approaches Terrell and takes the phone from him, but it continues recording as Terrell empties Amanda's revolver into her body. Prosecutors pointed out to the jury that in the footage, Terrell never asked Amanda to put down the knife, never told her he had a gun, and didn't warn her that he was going to shoot her. They also noted that the rest of the video, not shown here, shows Terrell near the bed's headboard grabbing a gun that Amanda kept under her mattress while she was several feet away towards the foot of the bed and not moving towards Terrell. When Terrell took the stand, he stressed he was in fear for his life and had no other alternative at that moment but to shoot the knife-wielding Amanda.
Terrell, would you state your name, your full name, and spell it for the record?
Terrell Edwards.
Terrell started at the beginning, walking the court through his 6-year relationship with Amanda Williams. They'd been engaged at the time of her death, and Edwards said they'd been planning their wedding at the Word Church.
We was taking premarital counseling, which we had just finished up.
How would you describe the relationship?
I describe it as being pretty good.
On October 9th, 2023, Terrell and Amanda had been arguing in text messages that were shared with the court. That evening at home, he says he wanted to put the day's disagreements behind them, but he told the jury Williams tried to kick him out.
Something just wasn't right to me with her.
He described her eyes as red and bloodshot, telling police that night that she had a demon in her eyes. When he wouldn't leave the house, he says she issued a warning.
So then she told me, okay, if you do stay here tonight, you're going to have to sleep with one eye open.
It was then Edwards' claim that Williams reached toward his nightstand where he kept 2 guns, so he took them to his car and went back in. She was on the phone and it sounded like she was calling police. That's when he said he decided to pack a bag and go.
So then she comes upstairs with a knife.
Edwards started recording on his phone.
You know, Saturday,
I'm going to defend myself.
I hope to defend yourself.
I'm going to defend myself.
You acting violent till you know, see?
He says she rushed him with a knife, but his own cell phone video shows her setting it down. He struggled to recall exactly what happened, but told the jury that she must have gone back out for it at some point. Their argument escalated in the bedroom when he said she snatched his phone from him. He thought she stabbed him and jumped to the other side of their bed where a third gun came into
play. The prosecution effectively demonstrated that Amanda had set the knife down before approaching Terrell. The defense argued that she could have retrieved the knife during a moment not shown on video. Nonetheless, the county medical examiner testified that one of Amanda's gunshot wounds would have caused complete paralysis from the neck down, making it impossible for her to hold a knife again. After all the evidence was presented and closing arguments made, it was up to the jury to determine the outcome of Terrell Edwards' case. Terrell was acquitted of aggravated murder and found guilty of the remaining charges, including 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of felonious assault, and 1 count of domestic violence. The sentencing hearing was conducted 1 week later. Terrell Edwards received a life sentence with the possibility of parole after serving 15 years. However, due to firearms specifications, an additional 3 periods of 3 years each were added to his sentence, to be served consecutively. As a result, Terrell will be eligible for parole after completing a total of 24 years in prison.